If you struggle making money with your Facebook ad, right, because the things are just not producing a good enough ROI, you're only getting, 1, 2, 3 times your money with your funnel, with your advertising, then you've got a problem, right? And you need to actually obviously increase the amount of revenue that comes in. But in 9 times out of 10, with all of the businesses that we work with or the businesses that we had a look into, it's not about the Facebook ads itself, right? Like Facebook ads, you're going to have a little bit of a variance here, but most of the time the problem actually lies within the things that the businesses do or don't do. And in this video, I'm going to talk about everything, how to make your Facebook ads work without talking about Facebook ads themselves. So the first thing that makes your Facebook ads not work is you having a bad offer, right? There are tons of different videos and books about talking about offer, but what exactly do we mean when we say offer, right? That means, the actual service product that you're delivering and in the way you are communicating it together, right? So while you can sell something that is, repeatable, something like, Facebook ads, there are a million different people who sell Facebook ads, right? But if you communicate it the way, hey, I'm gonna take your service-based business, I'm gonna add another 100K by using our creative advertising strategy, that might be the same mechanism as Facebook ads, it's just communicated in a different way, and it's laid out and combining different things that are not just the Facebook advertising. And this is also where many service-based businesses, in my opinion, struggle, right? This is when you're selling estate planning, tax planning, wealth planning, and very generic things that people actually don't have a real idea what that means and also what kind of value is in it for them, right? So instead of just selling estate planning or tax planning or wealth planning, you have to come up with an offer that actually delivers tangible value. And tangible value, most of the times you want to have a directly monetizable business, like money return for people. It's either going to be money return or time return. This is basically the 2 most important things, especially if you're dealing with a wealthy demographics that people are after. Health might be another thing, but let's focus mainly on time and money. So instead of selling tax planning, for example, you can sell, hey, we're going to save you at least 100K in taxes and it's only going to cost you about 10K, right? Like that's a 10x return on the money spent, and that sounds really, really juicy, right? Like, and then you can add your unique mechanism by using, this tax deferred strategy here, right? So you have to craft and communicate an offer that makes you incomparable to other advisors, to other, wealth managers and stuff like that, right? Because if you're just, making them a plan and, promising something vague, nobody is going to be interested in your offer, right? You have to have something specific that you are selling them. And that brings me to the next point. The worse your offer is, the better you have to become at selling, right? A lot of people, for example, attorneys and tax planners that we work with, they have a very generic offer and they don't want to sell their product, right? So that's a double problem here, right? Because if you have a good offer, for example, we're gonna make you 100 grand, and if it doesn't work, we'll refund you all your money. A lot of people are gonna say yes just because, there's a very low risk for them and a high upside or something like that, right? But if you have like, well, we don't really know what it's gonna be for you, right? But you have to pay us up front to know that. For example, you have to pay the first $500 for a consultation. I've worked with some of these people. And then, maybe you're gonna get an upside, maybe not. And, if it doesn't work, it's your fault, right? That's a very, very bad value proposition, for example. And to compensate that, you're gonna have to become a master salesman. I would recommend that all business owners really learn how to sell. I'm myself on that journey. I try to do sales training a lot, right? Get better at selling a lot, listen to things, analyze things, but you have to get good at selling. Even if you don't sell yourself, right? Even if you hire a salesperson, you have to know what you're looking for, right? You have to know what good criteria are, you have to know what KPIs are for sales, and you have to kind of like build the process together with them so that you can have a repeatable outcome. So I would recommend almost watching daily sales training and also getting into the mind frame, right? Don't think just because you have a business, just because you have a service, that people are automatically gonna buy it, right? I often Google how many, estate planners and tax planners and wealth managers there are in the US. And I think it's about, it's a couple 100,000 wealth planners, financial advisors. It's 100,000 tax advisors. It's 100,000 estate planners, right? You have to compete with all of these people. All of them are selling the same generic product. If you are in that line as well, you're gonna have a problem. So either you have to become really good at sales and sell a bad offer, or you have to have a good offer and you don't need to sell as much, but ideally you want to have both. And number 3 is, in my opinion, the whole marketing infrastructure that is not the ads. And I've talked about this in videos before. You want to create sales assets, you want to create lead magnets, you want to create additional trust building, selling assets that you can send to people to follow up with them and to actually warm them up before the sales process. Because you're not the only one running ads, right? And you're kind of like, even if you have a good offer, you're gonna have some competitors, right? So you have to actually create more value, you have to communicate more value than all of your other competitors, and preferably send them a lot of assets for free. There is no downside to this. Most of these assets, you have to create them once, right? Like case studies, like guides, like templates, like videos, and then you can send them over and over again, right? And it doesn't cost you anything to deliver additional value, right? Because they are paying you for the implementation, and you're gonna send them those assets, and you can actually create value upfront, and then they come to you for the service themselves. And last but not least, we also have to talk about price, right? Like if you charge a very low price, there is a very low probability of you actually making money. And when I say low price, you can make money on a very automated product, for example, like e-commerce, or some ebook, or some course or something like that, where you have zero cost of deliverability. You can sell that for $100 to $200, and you can maybe make money with it. Although most money is made with the high ticket end product, right? So if you're selling a service, instead of charging $2,000 for it, charge $20,000 for it, right? It's not gonna be only 1/10 of people that are gonna come into your funnel and buy your product. Of course, you have to deliver value, right? Like don't charge $20,000 just for hot air. Actually deliver the $20,000 service, but ask yourself, how can I 10x the price of my service by adding additional value, by adding additional little services, by adding additional experiences that my client wants? Because then you can target the wealthy demographics, and you can actually get a good return on your advertising. So most important, offer, then learning how to sell, building sales assets, and also thinking about pricing. Those are going to be the 4 metrics, in my opinion, the most important metrics, how you can influence making your Facebook ads work without touching your Facebook ads and the advertising themselves. If you want to learn more about these topics, I've made a couple videos about them. I'm going to link them here or here, and you can watch more on my channel. And if you need help scaling your company with creative advertising strategies, then please click on the link below and book a free 20-minute call with our team.